Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Mindful Sports. As I said in the last episode, I am out and about, so today is going to be a little bit different and a little bit shorter. But I wanted to talk about changing our mindsets. In our last series about our competitive mindsets with mastery, bestism, and perfectionism, we talked about each of those mindsets and some pros and cons of each one. But those also don't qualify or fit for our everyday mindsets. Or what are we doing for competition? What are we doing before the competition? What are we doing after the competition? What are we doing in the days before and after the competition? This can be either in season or out of season. It might look differently when we're in season because we have practices every day that keep us going and keep us focused. Out of season might be a little bit harder because there's no one really there to check up on us or see how things are going, or even we might lack the motivation to do anything because there's nothing to keep us accountable for doing those things. So what happens when we pick up these bad habits or these negative habits that come from really just about anything? They can come from our past. They can come from how a coach taught us before. They can come from not having the proper education or knowledge on how or why to take care of our bodies physically, take care of our bodies mentally, really take care of our bodies in a holistic way, where we're actually looking at each aspect of our bodies as a way to help maintain our performance. We can think that we are doing things the right way and still be doing them wrong. Maybe we're teenagers who can eat just about anything. And so we go to games or practices and we expend so much energy, and then we turn around and we stuff our food right down our throats, whether it be McDonald's or Taco Bell or chicken nuggets or 50 million other things that teenage kids like that are quick and fast, or that parents like to provide because it's quick and fast. Maybe those are the options, especially for kids and teenagers, or youth athletes. And those habits that we create or that we're taught stick with us for years and years down the road. Maybe we get into college or a professional team, or maybe we end up losing sports, whether it be because we've retired or an injury, or maybe we just didn't make the cut to move on to the next level. And now we're stuck with these bad habits that no longer match up necessarily very well with what we're doing in our lives at that point. But we have these habits now. We have these patterns. We have this mindset of this is how things are done. How do we change that? How do we break away from that? This can be as much of a struggle as many other aspects of working with our mindset. But there's one thing that I heard that really has kind of stuck with me. And it's that don't try to spend time breaking a bad habit. Spend time making habits that are worthwhile to have. Don't look at yourself as trying to fight or break these habits. Don't look at it as, oh, I have to change what I'm doing, and so I have to spend all of this time and energy and effort to change my mindset from these negative things because these negative things are so bad. We're aware of that. We know that's why we're doing it. But if that's what we're focusing on, are we really giving it our best effort? Or are we subtly beating ourselves down for having this mindset, for being this way? It's our fault that we're this way. And yet, what happens if we simply say that instead of trying to stop eating unhealthy food after a game, we say that we're going to eat better or eat less? And start there in making a new habit, saying, I need to change. This is what I want to do. Therefore, instead of telling me the things that I should not do, I'm going to tell myself the things that I should be doing. That can change up a little bit how we even approach making these changes to our mindset. Maybe it's, I don't need to practice because I'm just naturally good at this. This is what I do. And we start to become complacent in our practicing. Should we then say that, oh, I'm just not going to focus as much? I don't have to practice. Well, now we're changing our mindset and saying that we don't have to practice. How do we combat that? How do we make that something positive? Maybe it's, I need to practice. Maybe it's using one of those competitive mindsets that we talked about to say, I might have this skill, but I want to be better than just my skill. I want to improve my skill. These things can change how we perceive and approach adjusting our mindsets. And I saw a post today that said, hard work will outdo talent every time when talent does not work hard. You see, we can become complacent in where we're at. We can become depressed with where we're at. And both of these things don't help us improve. Beating ourselves up for mistakes that we've made or for things that we've done wrong isn't going to get us where we need to go next. Sure, there are some people who will use the negative as fuel. And they'll use criticisms and they'll use beating themselves up as a way to energize themselves. But what happens when that runs out? What happens when the criticism becomes whispers? What happens when you start to not be able to find much to beat yourself up about? What's your motivation then? It's a short-term solution for a long-term problem. It might give you a boost, but will it give you the endurance? Will it last the test of time? So today, in this little short bonus episode, I just wanted to have you guys think about that. How are you trying to change your mindset to improve? Are you focusing on the negatives? Or are you looking for the positives? Are you trying to break bad habits? Or are you looking to make good habits? The choice is yours. One way might get you there for a little bit. One way might get you there for a little bit longer. And that's really all of my thoughts for today, guys. We'll be back, as I said, looking to go full throttle again next week. We're shifting times to Thursdays, so that it will be next Thursday is when we are looking for the next episode to come out, and I'm really excited for everything that is coming as soon as we get back to normal. So thank you guys, and I hope you all have a great day. And let's go out and make some new habits today, instead of trying to break some old ones. Make something that counts.